No, this is not a dream. You're in the world of Inside Speaks. We're inspiring you to find happiness in your world. Guess what? We outside with it. We like to hammock camp, bike, as well as ruck. That's right. I'm an Army veteran. I served 2 tours, man, with some great individuals, man. We had our ups, we had our downs, just like you go through in life. But I tell you what, I'm going to share some of them stories with you on this channel. Welcome back, guys. It's Inside, man. We are going to cover some things. As you guys see, I'm in my painting gear. You probably can't see my legs. I got all my painting stuff on. Been working on this painting. And we're going to talk about some things today, right? And on this show, I want you to share this with another veteran or people that may be coming back home to what I'm about to talk about today. No, we are not going to get on here and break down, you know what I mean? We are going to break some things down, but we're not going to get on here and break down, you know what I mean, our minds and stuff like that. You may get triggered. It is what it is, right? That's why we got visual out here. You can tap in visual, you know what I mean? I'm on this whole new journey, man, after seeing some videos and talking to the bros, and it's like, you know what? We can't really shun from this. Yesterday, I was like, I'm not gonna do it. Then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But you know, when you're a veteran, sometimes you still think like you're in the military. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about 3 things veterans deal with when coming back home, and we're talking about the transitioning stage. What's up, Steve? What's up, Gonzo? Man, we on here right now. And man, listen, before we go any further, if y'all have not watched the conversation that was had on Industry Talk, please do that. I'm talking about right after you watch this live. You can go to Jim's IT Publishing, man. All the links are on there. You can go to the Facebook. You can go to the Visual Systems website. You can go to Visual Systems LLC on Facebook, and you can see the links there. I shared it with everybody. So definitely go check it out. Very powerful. I'm proud of you, bro. You held it down. You know what I mean? You know how we get on these cameras. I've been behind these cameras a long time, behind these mics a long time, man. And I just want to say, y'all had a great conversation. I even messaged BJ, hey, bro, put me in. But I was like, nah, they ain't got to put me in because bro, holding it down. So salute to you, man. But this is what we're gonna be talking about today. 3 things veterans deal with when coming home. I got some things to show you guys, and we're gonna break down. We're gonna talk about it. I feel this will really help a lot of veterans that are just coming home, and then those that may be going through the stuff right now, because I've been through all 3 of these stages we're gonna talk about. All right, so the very first stage we're gonna talk about is this one right here. Boom. Psychological and emotional adjustments, right? There are some things that we're going to have to deal with for life, not just for a few moments, man, but for life. What's up, Hargis, man? I see you on there. And shout out to you, bro. I shared his video with the golding, with the mining and stuff. I shared it to the story. But back to what we're talking about. Listen, psychological and emotional adjustments, man. This is something that you're gonna have to deal with. Life is not gonna stop overnight. I don't care if you've been back for a year, been back for 20 years, back home, transitioning, man. Listen, this is something that you will have to fight with, battle with constantly. Now, it's not saying that you're just really loony or nothing like that, but you got to understand that you've been separated from the regular, the norm, what civilians would call the norm, right? And what civilians call norm is everyday life. You know, you're functioning every day through life, getting things done, you going to work, you know, you taking kids to school, or you're getting out on a dating scene, or you out here chasing the dream or a goal. It's not going to be as easy, as simple as most people think it is. You know, you've been in the military so long, so you live by a structured lifestyle. You're living with people constantly telling you what to do, when to do, how to do, where to go, what time to be there. And we find this out to be true because when you get back to the civilian world, civilians will show up 5 minutes, 3 minutes late to an event they need to be. Man, they may even show up 30 minutes late, to where in the military, you got to be there 15 minutes, 30 minutes prior. That way you are on time. Because here's the thing, in the military, they always teach us when you are on time, you're late. in the civilian's mind, say we got to be somewhere at 10 o'clock, right? We got to be here at 10 o'clock, and we got to be there indoor seated at 10 o'clock. If you walk through that door at 9:59 and you're like, yeah, I made it. No, you're late. You're late. Everybody's already ready to go. And when 10 o'clock hit, the conversation's had or the meeting or the breakdown of the mission is already going on. The civilian world is not like that, right? So that will definitely play on your mind. And some of you guys may be experiencing that now. That's something that I had to experience. I had a real wake-up call. You know, I'm out here doing this entertainment game and managing artists and stuff like that. And I realized when I say be somewhere at a certain time, oh, no, man, it don't work that way. And so I'll show up to a location 30 minutes early, just, you know, because psychologically, I need to make sure I'm safe where I'm at. I need to make sure that everything that's supposed to go down is going to go down right, because we know there's something called Murphy's Law. You never heard of Murphy's Law? Look it up. Look it up. Murphy's Law is a real thing, right? You can properly plan for stuff. You'll be on your P's and Q's, dot your I's, cross your T's, but something will indefinitely go wrong. This is why you show up early. This becomes muscle memory for us. So you bring that to the civilian world, it's gonna be a mind F. See, I'm learning. See, I'm getting better. Y'all getting better with the cussing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a mind explosion, right? I will tell you a little story right here. I used to work at a store called AC Moore. AC Moore is a art department store. Obviously, I do art. I can make this work. I can make this work, right? So went out there to go get hired at this place. So I fill out the application, go up to the spot, and I show up to the interview 40 minutes. Not 15, 40 minutes early, just because I was already kind of nervous. Let me see. Let me attempt to do this. Bro, do you not? I got there before the manager got there before the store opened, for everything. And when the lady actually sat and talked with me, she was just like, "You came really early. Did you have to catch an early bus?" I was like, "Nah, I just wanted to be here on time," and it screwed with her head, but I still got the job. So mission was complete. You know, I managed to make it happen, but it was a mind fuck to me. It was a mind F, a mind explosion. Like, damn, man, I wanted to make sure I was here early. I'll make sure I'm on time, make sure that I'm ready to get this thing going. I'm thinking I'm really nervous, and I'm making her more nervous, right? And it's crazy. It's crazy. And I have many stories like that, even when I was working in the warehouse world, right? Which we will get on that topic too, because that's one of my points too. Okay, so all I am saying, as a veteran, your emotions, the way people come at you, you know, you've been around this stern way of living. You know, you've been directed to do everything, and now you have no direction. Not saying you don't got discipline. Listen, hello. I'm not saying you don't got discipline. What I'm saying is you're not given today, this is the things that we're doing. Boom, 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 boom. Now, when you're back in the civilian world, you've got to make those decisions for yourself. And when you make those decisions for yourself, sometimes it don't really work out that way. You may not make decisions. I've made many of mistakes. I've fumbled many of times when it came to that, especially when you have to have a conversation with someone that's never served before. Okay, so let's say I do this, right? I say, hey man, I have to make sure I do this right. So when people be like, I get what you're saying, I understand what you're saying, I got it. I will be more so say, hey man, I'm tracking. And then I'm tracking. I got what you're saying. So there's like really a disconnect in the language now. We couldn't have been from the same city. I've learned this being back around the homies and stuff. My language has changed. You know what I mean? My patience has changed. Dealing with certain things have literally changed. Most people, when they join the military, they really start to grow up. Just put it that way. You start to grow up. You do different things. You're not doing the same things because all the homies back home doing the same old, same old. It's like time stopped back home as you kept developing and growing. Your mind, your body started to physically grow. Your mind starts to grow. The way you look at the world is different, especially if you've been overseas a couple times. You come back home, your mind is different, right? And you're like the oddball out. You know that one little kid that be in school, everybody was like being mean to. He's an oddball. He's weird. Now you're that guy. Now you're literally that guy. You're literally the oddball at the family reunion. You're the oddball when your homies say, hey man, let's go have a drink, let's go kick it. And you over here checking every door and window, make sure what's going on. Let me see where the exit spots are at. While they're over there looking at you like, damn, bro, what's wrong with you? There's something wrong with you. So it's really your mind. Will play with your mind, will play with your spirits and your emotions. And here's another thing. Here's a big trigger, I feel. Now, these are just my thoughts. You might have your own thoughts. But when people dislike what you say, okay, there are times when I have kind of took things too far. Sometimes when you speak to a veteran, and here's the magical story. Okay, here we go. Some of you veterans may get this, some of you civilians probably have done this, and it's not a bad thing, y'all. But here we go. Check this out. Oh man, we could be in our little space, little bubble, chilling, family reunion, or around some homies or friends, and sitting there chilling, and then the civilian will come up and be like, you know what? I want to talk to this guy. I want to have a conversation with this vet. Cool, not a problem. Walk up slow, make sure that you're not a threat. We cool. Let's have the conversation. They walk up to you and say, hey man, what was it like being in the military, man? How many people did you kill? Wait, whoa. Has that ever happened to you? Has that question ever came to the table? And here's an even better one. Hey man, shit. I really could have went, man, but I had these things going on, bro. But what was it like when you went? And in my, me, I'm speaking about me, y'all. When I get them little conversations, they always happen when you in your comfort zone and you're at peace. These conversations come up. Oh man, had my opportunity to go, man, but I've been in these streets, bro. I have to hold the streets down. And in my head is like, just say you really didn't want to go. Just say you're not built for that type of world. I would totally respect that. I would respect that more than having the fake conversation about why you didn't go. I hate those conversations. I can't stand those. Are triggers for me. All right. So you ever have those conversations? Do your best to adjust, move around. I ain't gonna lie, I duck and dodge them conversations. Even when y'all see me do the videos out there rucking and doing a biking, or I'm out there hammering and I see somebody in the distance starting to walk up, I'm already on alert, man. I'm already he said, bro, still does that. I'm already on alert. It's like, I don't want this bastard asking me nothing about nothing. Let me just go ahead and pack my stuff up and move to another location. And it's nothing against the civilians, you know what I'm saying? It's just, that is really a trigger. You ask me how many people we don't kill. What was the missions like? Well, you know what, brother? You could have signed up and go and find out yourself. And that's what goes through our heads, you know what I'm saying? And with this, we're going to move on to our next point. But here's another thing. I dealt with a lot. Maybe you guys have, maybe you haven't. And I've got different people that we're watching on here. So I have dealt with this. When I came back from my first tour, right? And when I got back, normally they have like the planes, the fire department shooting the water over the planes. That's what happens when you come back in Dallas, right? You're in there with all different people that you probably didn't serve with, but they all served their place and doing their thing. Came back in, they shooting the water over and all that. Man, I came back to a whole protest. Let me tell you something. Listen. You think you're doing something great, something to be proud of. You have people that really aren't for the military world. They're really not for you going over there doing this type of stuff. And you want to talk about psychological and emotional strain when you got people with signs and stuff, with just this, war is not meant to be nice. Hello, you know what I'm saying? But to each his own. To each his own. But that right there is a big trigger that I had to deal with. People that dislike what you're doing. You think you're doing the right thing. You doing what you got to do for your fam. You make this ultimate sacrifice, and you got to deal with individuals that ain't for what you're doing. You talking about being triggered. You talking about seeing everybody as a target, and that is in my psychological evaluation at a few of the hospitals I've been at. That may be on number 2 on my list. And I actually believe one day I'm going to show that list on here. Some of my psych evals, I'm gonna show that because I feel like I'm on a mission to help a few people, and I got other veterans out here that has actually did it and went through the peer support specialists and did that. Mentally I wasn't really prepared to do none of that, and I'll be honest about that because I'm not always wrapped too tight. Just saying. This is why I started the YouTube channel. This is why I talk about that. So here we go. Here's my second point. Boom. Loss of a comrade. Right now, I am going to say this. Okay, and don't be mad when I say this. Don't be upset because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care. But I'm going to say this. Civilians and veterans can have a conversation over this because I got a lot of brothers and sisters that never served, never went over, but lost a lot of people over here in the cities. You know what I'm saying? And people lose family all the time. Same way as we go over there and do our jobs over there, we end up losing people overseas. And when we come back, I believe we lost more people when we came back to the city because people had to attempt to cope and deal with and find little escapes to do things. Some of these escapes is extra extreme. I know a lot of people went and got bikes. I know a lot of people went and got the super fast hot rod car. At that time, it was like the Magnum. I call it a station wagon. My bad, y'all. That's what I call it. I could be wrong. It looked like a station wagon to me, but at the time, it was like the Magnums, the Chargers. That was like everybody had all the car clubs, and people was doing something to get all that rage out. So you had to deal with drinking. You had to deal with the fast life. Everybody had money, you know what I mean? Because obviously you get paid over, you get extra pay over there. So you had money, you had ample opportunities to do the most extreme. I've lost a lot of brothers in those situations, right? Been to a lot of funerals, that type of situation. But as like I was saying, I didn't want to make this to where it was just like, oh, let's bash on the civilians. No, but we are talking about 3 things that veterans deal with when they come home. When it comes to loss of life, we don't see loss of life the same way as civilians do. All right. I'm going to say that because the camaraderie and what we build over there, it hit different. It hits different. You could be a person that you just fought, really got into it with, had a real battle with, couldn't stand or whatever. But when you go over there, somehow y'all get a little closer and works that way. Right. When you be like, oh man, this person passed away. And I look at you and be like, oh wow, that's messed up. And I show no emotion. It's not that I don't really care or I don't get what's going on. It's like, bro, I've seen a lot of death, bro. I've done mortuary affairs in the military. That means we're sitting there doing 13-fold, shooting in the air and watching bodies go on the ground like it's the thing to do. So I'm not going to have that same type of emotional attachment that a civilian may have when it comes to a family member. I'm numb. I ain't no tears dropping over here. I'm not really breaking down like that. I may be a little angry. I may be a little, leave me alone, standoffish. That may be me, but I will say that. Hell, even when my old man passed away, I didn't say nothing at the funeral. I couldn't say nothing at the funeral. What was I going to say? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we ain't triggering on her. I'm just saying it's a difference between losing comrades, what we call battle buddies, your battle versus someone back home. They knew you. They were locked in with you. You had to build a relationship when you went over here to do these things that you had to do. You know what I mean? But there's no disrespect. And I know a lot of people is like, damn, bro, you act like you didn't know the brother. You act like you didn't care. It's not that I don't care. There's a disconnect when it comes to life and death for some of us, not all veterans, not everybody, but for some of us, it's really a disconnect. You know what I mean? I'm not finna sit here and I'm not doing none of that. Hey man, I gotta keep focused. I gotta keep going because the moment that I do that, I may trigger and do something I ain't supposed to do. I might end up doing something that you might not like or regret. You know, I might end up seeing somebody at the funeral I really don't really rock with, and I might want to eliminate that. So it's probably best for me not to show no emotion. It's probably best for me to be numb. You know what I mean? And that was a hard thing I had to deal with. And I have to always put me in here because I don't want to be people like, well, he's saying this is what veterans do. No, everybody deals with their own thing differently. I'm just giving you my synopsis. I'm breaking you my sit rep. You know what sit rep is? Look it up. We'll break that down later. But what I'm saying is this is something that I would probably drop more tears for a comrade that's passed away than someone that I was raised with. I know it sounds bad. It just hits different. And you wouldn't understand that until you went across them lines, man, and did what you had to do. You know what I mean? We still have to hold the line, knowing even though but see, that's the thing. And then and y'all, and for those that know me, man, I'm not finna fake it with you. I'm not doing it. I'm not finna fake it with you. Hey man, I'm not finna do what so many y'all know back, if y'all in the Southern world, you see people doing this fake crying at the churches and all this other stuff, didn't even know the individuals. They just busting out with tears, didn't even know that. That ain't me. That's not me. Now, I may feel like whatever situation happened, man, that's messed up. I can even talk about it. Say, hey, bro, that's messed up how bro passed away. It's messed up how the young lady passed away. It's messed up how the child passed away. Man, that's a devastating. But they done shot up all those schools, man. That's messed up. But you gotta think what we see over there. What we see over there is like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's Control Alt Delete, on the keyboard. Not a problem. And when you have, some of us have, and I was talking to Gonzo about that, smelling the smell of burnt flesh, that's a smell you never forget. The smell of the rifle being fired, the smell of the gun, you never forget these. There are certain smells that you never forget. There's certain sounds you never forget, right? And this also goes back to the psych thing and emotional thing. It's not that we don't care. We're just numb. Because one thing in the military tells us, hey man, you gotta push on. Hey, what it say? Drink some water, bro. You be all right. Drink some water. Get over it. Drink some water. You're gonna be all right. That's what happened. You're in the military, they're literally taking away, not saying they're taking away your humanity, but they are breaking that thing down. So you're able to not second guess when you gotta go do what you gotta do. Let's put it that way. Let's put it like that. No, this channel is not for the faint of heart. How about that? You go look at the opening trailer and you watch the whole trailer through, you'll see why the way I'm speaking, the way I'm talking like this, and why I'm decided to take on this journey, right? And I do not have all the answers. All I can do is give you my experiences. My vets will tell you, and they'll say this all the time. Hey, man, everybody got their own experiences. Some of us been in some of the situations some of these vets say, and we sit there and get quiet and we give you death stare, It is what it is. I've been in four mental wards. You call it mental wards, you call it the crazy house, whatever you want to term is. I've been in four of them. All right. I've seen enough. More than the average humans probably would ever see. Okay. But with that being said, sometimes being numb to situations is our safety. You know what I'm saying? It's like, like some people got these walls, right? You got to break through these walls before you can get cool with the person, right? That's like a safety. It's like a safety net. Like, hey, man, don't fall short. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do this where people can understand. I don't know, people probably never been no situations, firefights or something like that, they'll train you that way too, man. Don't be worried about the bullets coming at your car. Don't be worried about the bullets coming at the vehicles. Don't be worried about the bullets hitting the truck, man. Worry about being roasted in your vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what Gonzo was talking about on the show. The IEDs, or at the time was IEDs. You got the EFPs. I mean, that's where the round goes off and fires through the wall of the vehicle. And it ain't the explosion that takes you out. It's the shrapnel that's so hot it's melting through your skin and body, and it's burning. And the way that the vehicle is designed, the fire is rolling like a boil. You know what I mean? So when y'all be laughing at them crab boils, that's what it's like. Okay. So all I'm saying is when we deal with loss of comrades, it hits different. The way civilians may deal with it their way, cool. And I know you got some of your Billy badasses out here and, oh man, I don't have no feeling. I'm numb to it all. You can say that. We may feel, we may not show. We may feel, we may not show. All right? You know what I mean? And like I would say, drink water. Drink you some water. Hey man, you just lost the limb. Drink some water, you'll be all right. You know what I mean? Y'all go, it's so funny. I always refer back to the Major Payne movie. And the beginning of the movie, the guy just ended up losing his limbs, right? Now I know this movie, but it was just a great way of picturing this when we say drink water. And the guy ends up losing him, getting shot up, right? And as he's getting shot up, the Major Payne comes over and he goes, man, you feeling that pain? And he goes there and want me to take your mind off the pain. And he goes and breaks the dude's finger. Now he's thinking about the finger being broken, not thinking that he lost 2 legs. Now you go to an individual and be like, hey man, you just lost your leg. You think, oh, that's the most painful thing. No, he just broke his finger. Now he thinks the finger is what? My finger. Drink some water, you'll be all right. That's how the military trains us. That's how the military gets us in there. Yes, lock in. Yes, lock in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell a friend. Yes. Let's get it up to get it to 1,000 subscribers and all that jazz, man. Big G is helping me make sure I say those things too, because I forget to say like and subscribe and share and all that type of stuff. I do forget, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Remember, I started doing this as an escape. Now it's turned into a show, and I'm actually enjoying this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually enjoying this. But when it comes to loss of life, when it comes to tragedies, we don't look at them the same. Not all, but some of us don't look at those tragedies we see on the headlines, and we don't look at them the same. Not saying we don't care, saying we don't look at them the same. All right, so let's get on to our next point. All right, because this is a big one. That's why I saved it for the third point. All right. Boom. Remember, I was talking about the warehouses earlier, right? Civilian employment and financial uncertainties. This is something that I would hope the military would show a lot of us young soldiers early on, before your career starts to unravel and fold. Civilian employment and financial uncertainties. All right. Inside, what you talking about, bro? Y'all get paid all the time, bro. You get paid and get money all the time, bro. What you talking about? All right, let me break this down for you. Let me tell you what the military does that you guys may not understand, okay? The military takes care of you. Most people, when I got in the military and really got towards AIT, most soldiers I knew ain't never had a bank account. Didn't know nothing about credit. Didn't know nothing about how to budget. At the time, people still doing checks at the time. I know people don't do checks now, but like at the time, didn't know how to do a budget. Didn't know how to do any of the basic financial things that we're supposed to be taught. Hell, most of us are from neighborhoods that all we do is see people with cash, and that's how you move and make things go. Now, unless you have some high speed. Now, when I say high speed, that means a very qualified soldier. You had some high speed NCO that did sergeant time training with you and sat you down and be like, hey man, this is how you need to do your books. This is how you need to deal with life and stuff like that. You was going to be lost on the sauce and figuring it all out. This is why when you go to military bases, you always see a car dealership outside. You see a loan place outside. You see the strip club right outside. You see the liquor store outside. Matter of fact, they got the Class 6 right on post. You know what I'm saying? They got the traveler guy going, you might go get you what they call those spots where you go get the timeshare. Timeshare was a big thing when I was in timeshare. Get you a timeshare. I mean, it's great. You get a timeshare when you come home, you be able to use timeshare and you live a great life. They don't tell you nothing about budgeting. They don't tell you nothing about, hey man, when you come back home, that check that's supposed to keep coming, it stops. That first and the 15 is gone. You're literally being taken care of in the military. You always gonna have square meals. You always gonna have a place to stay. You know what I mean? Even if you have a fallout with your spouse and you end up getting divorced, they got the barracks. So there's always a safe, even when you get in trouble, there's a safety net. Oh, you ain't got trouble outside the gates in the civilian world. Oh, guess what? MP is gonna come pick you up, and you know you're not gonna be in the county that long. You ain't gonna be in there that long. The military finna come get you. Then they're gonna transition, take to the MPs, and from the MPs, you're gonna go straight back to your company. Oh, soldiers done got drunk and beat some people up. Oh, well, don't worry, slap on the wrist. Come on, bring it back. The military really doesn't prepare you. The shit I know now for how you can become super successful in life after the service. A lot of us are learning this by mistakes. A lot of us are learning this. Oh man, a lot of us are learning this the wrong way. I.e., I was one of them. I didn't know nothing about credit. Y'all thought I was just gonna go on this whole rant. No. Talking about me, man. I ain't know nothing about no credit. I ain't know nothing about how to do none of that. None of that. Didn't have no bank account. You know what I mean? I had a job that paid me checks. I used to work at a grocery store back in the day called Menards, right? And that's how we got money. I worked at a place called Radio Shack. I don't think Radio Shack exists anymore, right? Man, I got my check and cashed the check. They put it in the bank. When I had my first car, it was cash. Everything was cash. We didn't think about financial literacy was not the biggest thing in the military. The biggest thing in the military was PT, training, range, preparing yourself to go overseas. That's it. Now, I'm not saying those services was not provided. You have to have a great NCO that's been in the service some while, that made the mistakes to be like, hey, man, hey, soldier, before you start doing the spending, come on over here. We're finna give you this counseling session. A counseling session is not what y'all may be thinking. Not where you're sitting with a counselor and they telling you about your mind. They're actually sitting down, writing down, hey, man, this is what's going on with this soldier. All right, this is the problem. This is the corrective training that needs to happen. These are the things they need to check off the list so this soldier can advance in life, right? That goes out the door once you get out the military and come back home and you become a veteran, right? It takes it, and I know some people think when you get out the service, you're automatically going to be taken care of as a veteran. You must ain't never went to the VA with your uncle or your person that ever served. Go to the VA with one of your veteran brothers or sisters that you may have met along the way in your lifetime. And you go up there and sit at that VA and you watch how many soldiers and people are out there just getting to the point where they're attempting to get their life together. I went dead broke homeless. A lot of that dealt with pride too. You know, when you got that mindset of, man, just drink water, you're going to be right to figure out. You can't go to the bank and be like, hey, man, you want to drink some water? You want to drink some water so I can get my life back right? They don't care about none of that. The bank people ain't here for none of that. The bill people ain't here for, oh, you sure? That's a good job. You still got to pay this bill. You know, that's the same way with the car dealerships. Yo, I done some things, man. Oh, I might have to say that for another. We have to say that for might have to say that one for another. But listen, they intentionally put these places. You run a business, y'all, and you want to make some money. I'm just putting a little game out here. You run a business and you want to make some money and know you get some money always coming in. Put your business outside of a military post. Young soldiers gonna spend. We gonna spend. Listen, I've never rode in a taxi in my entire life. Just letting you guys know. Now, if you want to include the Uber thing now, I guess you could say Uber now, the Uber and the Lyft stuff now. But then, never rode in a taxi. Never have. Nope, never did. And I wasn't going to do it. Especially I'm places where I ain't never been. I don't got no family in some of these spots I'm at. Nope, never did it. So I went and got me a car. Man, the interest rate on that car was so damn high. Can I keep it real with you? The interest rate on that car was so high. But in my mind, I'm like, that's nothing, man. I get a check on the 1st and 15th. Man, I ain't worried about that damn car payment. Oh shit, I gotta get insurance. Oh, I ain't worried about that insurance. Nothing. It's nothing. And then after a while, you starting to get your rims on your car, getting the car tinted, cars painted, got the speakers in the car. I mean, you spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning, but you feel like you done hit the lottery because you ain't had no money when you joined the military anyway. So now you got some change. You going back shit crazy. Spinning and spinning. Now I'm spinning and spinning and taking care of everybody back home, paying the bills back home. Man, I got you, mama. Got you, old man. Got you, kinfolk. And I'm spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. Before long, the spinning got an end. Before long, the money started coming. And bills will start piling. And then depression kicks in. Then the anger kicks in. And then that same little saying we say all the time, man, I assure my country, y'all doing me wrong, when in all reality, we did ourselves wrong. You know what I mean? So am I saying that everybody's been through that? No. But most veterans have went through this. There is a documentary you guys should watch. And I'm going to show you how this ties in together, right? With sports people, okay? Some of you guys are really sports enthusiasts out here. So check this out. There's a documentary out here called 30 for 30. 30 for 30 broke. I always tell people, watch it and don't just watch it, take notes. All right? So listen, it's one of the best documentaries I've ever watched. Now, maybe not so much for the people that was in the documentary, but it was one of the best documentaries I ever watched because it taught me the importance of financial literacy. It taught me the importance of what credit was. And I learned about credit later in age, man. All the hardships and stuff that I went through as a young soldier, young vet coming home, I really wouldn't have to go through. I had my priorities and someone to really sit me down and say, bro, stop all that damn spending, start putting this in stocks and, start your trust. And you start this, we learn, it's sad, but true. Great song from Metallica too, but it's sad, but true. We learn these things later on, man. And when you lose it all, sometimes, just listen to me, y'all. I know I'm finna get a lot of shit for this one, but sometimes you need to burn the bag so you can learn how to earn the bag. That makes sense. Just that kind of register with y'all. Listen, sometimes you got to screw the money up, right? You put that Superman cape on and take care of everybody and realize once you took care of everybody and it's time for you to do for yourself, there's nothing left. It's one of the hardest pills I had to swallow. The biggest lesson I had to learn in life, man, is your job is not to save everybody. Your job is to make sure you're financially secure and stable. Now, at the age I'm at now, I'm blessed to be where I'm at now, but I still got to battle. I still got to risk. Because of all those earlier mistakes that I could have really prevented. And you're right. I would live like a rich rapper for a day. Yeah. And then got paid and best. I mean, you know how I go. You know how it was, man. You get your check. First thing. And then at that time, y'all, I was a heavy drinker at that time too. Woo-wee. I was a heavy drinker. I invested a lot of money in weapons. And I put a lot of bread into my little cart. All right, those are three things I spent on first. Then I took care of everybody else. Man, I had a 5.7 F&N. I had me a Mossberg shotgun, very nice and clean, always COP'd up. You know what I mean? I've had a few weapons. I bought me a Galil. These names of weapons that I'm talking about, you can go check them out. Had a nice arsenal, right? And when you're spending $1,400 on a weapon, you got to buy ammo, plenty of ammo, then you got your brothers with you. They buying weapons. Everybody's got weapons. Everybody's just on this spending craze. And it's sometimes a setup for failure, but like I said, sometimes you got to burn the bag to learn how to earn the bag. Once you've made all the mistakes, you know what not to do now. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important for us to lock in with older individuals that's been through this, that's made the mistakes before. That's what helped me out along the way. Some of my veterans, when I'm talking about, listen, some people say they broke, right? You probably paid your bills, ain't got no money left. That's what you call broke. I'm gonna tell you what I call broke, right? When you ain't got enough, you ain't got enough money to borrow a handshake. It's something with Les Brown said, man. Hey, when you walk across the bank start to run. Talking about broken and broke, bro. I had out of my ID. Man, I got I ain't gonna show y'all that picture, but I had an ID that was expired, had no social security card, no place to stay, no money, bank accounts, not zero, but they was into negatives, heavy negatives. I don't even know how you get bank accounts. Well, I know how now, but yeah. So what all I am saying is here, you're in this situation right now, you're just coming home and you're feeling like, man, you done screwed your life up. It's not. This America, baby. You can bounce back at any time. At any time. Trust and believe. I've been at the bottoms of the bottoms, the lows of the lows. So you are beating yourself up right now. You need to share this with a friend, share it with a homie, share it with somebody else. I know we used to do. Hey, man, you get the drinks, bro. I get the pieces, bro. You get the and we finna come together and put this change together until the end of the month comes so we can get paid again. I'm gonna put it like this. And Avery Wing, shout out to Avery Wing, man, my Louisiana brethren, right? And I'm gonna tell you what we first got in our apartment. When I got an apartment, bro, you know what the first thing we bought in our apartment? Not furnitures, not TVs. We bought a bottle of Hennessy, some pizza, and that was it. then we went out and got everything else. So yeah, laugh at me, get the keys and jokes on, right? But I just want to be openly honest. I made those mistakes, and these are mistakes a lot of us make. That's why I say the financial talk for the end, right? Because I know individuals right now, to this day, very day, right now, that are burning their souls away because they feel like they've screwed up in life. But like I said again, man, this America, baby, you can screw up so much out here and still find your way back. So when I hear people with the sob stories and man, life did me this way and I had to do the time over here, and I just be like, the biggest thing you're missing is you got a story. And you can sell that story to get back up on your feet. Listen to me. Y'all see Angel Williams on here right now. I like how I segue that, right? Boom, 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 right? So she got out here and put her story out here. She's selling her story through this kid's perspective with the butterfly collections, man. She's sharing her story, and I can't wait till she put these novels out. Hair is about to be done, so y'all gonna get to see her on these interviews and stuff. And she will tell you the way. Man, listen, I don't want to see a bank. I don't want to. Hey, Angel, here you go. Take care of this. Da, 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 da. And this is something else that we gotta learn. Soldiers, veterans, when you are not. You know, he used to have on the squads in the company. You had some people that are good at certain things, and you had some people that was just not really good at certain things. So that's how we got to navigate out here as vets and as people dealing with life right now. When you know you're not really good with financial stuff, find somebody that's good with financial things. Find you an accountant, right? On top of that, you're not really good with handling pressure from individuals, man, get you somebody to be a middle person for you. Hey, man, I don't really want to do this. So my brother has been getting on me. Big shout out to my bro Guy. Bro taught me so much about making money and all this other type of stuff. Owns apartments and all type of things. Very powerful brother, right? You ever around me and he comes around, you might want to get notepad out and jot the notes down, right? But This one thing, he came and visited me. He came down. He and bought a whole electric truck, like right in front of me. I went with him to go get this truck. Like, dang, he just bought a whole electric truck. Like, dang, okay. Not the little, what you call them things, Angel? What you call them electric cars people be driving? I don't know what they call. Y'all know what they call the little electric cars. Electric cars people. I'm talking about the bucket truck y'all see going down the road. They be working in the sky and be picking up, working on little power lines. He went and bought one of them. Like, just no problem, no issue. Picked it up, rolled back, and came back to my little small apartment. Was like, hey man, you know, you can be living life like this too, bro. I mean, he does fiber optics and all type of jazz like that, right? And like I said, that's why you got to find somebody that's lived this, been through this. That's why I like hanging out with older people all the time, man. And because you need somebody that is gonna sit your ass down. Hey man, listen, you gotta stop all this goddamn spending. You gotta stop all this taking care of everybody else's problems. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead and shout out those significant others, bro, because they got a special kind of pay. Angel, listen. I have sent this girl through hell at times, y'all. She know. She could tell you. She probably can write a whole novel over that. It's because somebody can love you so much, right? But when you're dealing with some of the cycle things that I've dealt with and going through so many hospitals, having people screw you over so much, you lose that humanity of, man, you can trust other people, bro. You can get out here and open up to other individuals. Man, I buried that shit so deep in my soul. I ain't trusting the now some bitch out here, period. And I treated people that way. Man, y'all better ask them, my cutoff game strong. My cutoff game strong. Once you do me something, you got to either be a vet, serve with me, or you know some of the things I've done before I joined on a really deep level. Other than that, man, you're dead. You're dead man. Are you dead man? Yes, you're dead man. To me, hey, you might as well jump the plank because I'm gonna push you over. I'm gonna feed you to the shark with a full pool of blood. How about that? So it do take somebody with some real patience to be like, you know what, this crazy fool, this dude ain't wrapped too tight. When he don't like people, he won't. I could be in a room with individuals. Listen, this how I am. I can be in a room with individuals, right? And I don't like none of y'all. You can sit there a whole conversation with me. I'm just gonna look at your ass like you're crazy. And not care. Right? I told y'all I wasn't wrapped too tight. That's why I'm starting this YouTube channel doing this stuff. But I'm gonna say this, y'all. Find somebody that's able to, or here we go, find a system or program that's able to balance you out. And it's not a form of weakness, it's a form of strength. There's some areas in life we're just not gonna be good at. When I'm talking about these 3 things veterans deal with when we come home, these 3 things I've had issues with. Now you got programs out here like Visual. You know what I mean? Don't sleep on going to the VA, man. Cut your pride. This is my biggest message on here, right? We had 49 minutes, right? Last 10 minutes is what I'm going to talk about. You know what screwed me up in my life? Not my attitude, not my ability to, you know, overcome different things and make some terrible decisions I have, right? You know, my biggest problem, my biggest issue out here is, or was, could you say, my pride. My pride was my biggest enemy. Real spill. My pride prevented me from having a lot of different things. Now, like I said, I've been blessed to be able to do a lot out here. A lot of that came from networking with people and locking in with individuals and battling back through and coming back up. And let me tell you something, Angel was one of the first to come get me from the last second to the last hospital I went to. Angel did. Real spill. She didn't, man, I didn't even sit in the front, I sat in the back seat with my feet stretched out across the car. Girl was getting money doing her thing. And here come jump blow like me come through and throwing wrenches in the system. Didn't care about life, didn't care about nothing. You got to find somebody that's going to be able to find a system, program, or somebody that may have been through or got the patience of all time, the patience of Father Time, damn it, to be like, you know what? I can deal with this crap. I can deal with this. I can deal with this. I got, all right. He may be having one of the moments right now. Let me go ahead, let him chill. Hey, man, go take a walk. That's where Moses came from, y'all. If y'all been following the content, y'all know who Moses is. But find you somebody that's going to be like, hey, man, I can go toe-to-toe with you, too. I can go battle with you, too. Hey, about to be Thriller Manila in here. You need somebody that can hone you in and lock you in, especially as a veteran. We got a lot of pride. We got strong loyalty. We got all those values we was taught. But those things can become very dangerous when you are not in control. And as many a times I have not been in control. As many a times, man, that I have downed bottle after bottle, tasted, you name it, tempted it, done it. I went on a binge, going places. I've down there touched it all. You know what I'm saying? Put your family in a situation you never want to put your family in. I've done it. Man, I've damn it, you name it. I probably have done it. I've been through it. I've been damn near close to doing it. I don't care. It's my life. I could talk this way. I don't got nothing to prove to nobody. I made it to 41, served this country, went to 2 tours. I got some beautiful babies. I got babies I ain't got to be around in a while, man. But guess what? I'm all right. I'm good. I mean, not wrapped too tight, but I'm good. I'm finding ways to cope. I'm getting back. That's why I say, y'all see right now, I got paint all over my pants. I'm getting back to me. So, like I said earlier when we got on this thing, whatever you battling with, even you a civilian, you dealing with some strains and things that's just not adding right and things just going all left for you. Don't do me no favor. Don't do your family no favor. Do yourself the favor and say, you know what? I need some help. It's not a form of weakness. I know these commercials and movies you see, y'all probably still watching the old Rambo movies. It's not a form of weakness, man. It is a form of strength. When you can say, hey, man, I'm screwing up. Man, I need some help. Man, I ain't wrapped too tight. I don't really can't deal with these type of situations because I know if I end up dealing with situations, I'm going to be sitting behind somebody's cell or dead. What they say, unalive on here, unalive. Just saying, right? So with that being said, man, find you somebody that's willing to, I'm not talking about just relationship-wise, I'm talking about business partner, hell, somebody that's willing to go through to hell and back with you. When you can find that, man, life get a little easier. Not gonna lie to y'all. Life get a little easier. But learn to be happy with yourself. It's hard was talking about that too. So man, it's hard being by yourself. But I and I get what he is saying. And I will say this: when you're able to sit with yourself, you learn a lot. The hardest person to battle is yourself. The hardest war you will ever face, and all the war and all the stuff we've done, the hardest person that you will battle is yourself. And coming to terms that, hey man, I'm a screw up. Hey man, I really need some help. And ain't nothing wrong with ain't nothing wrong with needing no help. Go get it. And I promise you, when you get the help, your life is gonna do a whole 360. I'm talking about. Whoa. Never thought I'd be managing artists. Never thought I'd be doing some of the stuff I'm doing. I've been fine. I've been doing all type of stuff that I never thought I would be able to do. But it took for me to, sometimes you got to go to the bottoms of the bottoms and then find a way to e-tool your way up. But once you get back up, not saying this, not going to say it's all going to be easy, but I am saying you get to live a little better. All right? So this your boy Inside, man. It's been another great episode, y'all. Make sure you get the help. It's all right. Get the help. All right, you'll respect yourself later on in life. You'll find out life ain't as hard as we make it seem to be. But it's your boy Inside, man. We just got through talking about emotional adjustments. We got through talking about loss of a comrade, and we talked about that's why I put it in green. Financial uncertainty, right? But with all that being said, man, you guys stay safe out here, stay encouraged, continue to battle forward, find you some help. You know what I mean? And here we go. Before we go any further and get up off this thing, right? Continue to share this, share it with somebody, share it with some people that's going through something. You got kids out here. You got children out here, right? I don't care if you're in their life, not in their life, it don't matter, right? Because one day kids always gonna want to come see you. Okay, so let me say this. They ever ask you, Dad, Mom, you think I should go to the service? You think I should go to the service? I'm now. You got to answer it your own way. Even if you ain't never joined the service and all you did was watch what I just said on here. It's okay. There's no wrong answer. There's not a yes is not the right answer. No is not the right answer. It's all based on the situation. Your life is going to crap right now and ain't nothing working out. Go sign up. All I can do is tell you no. And I promise you, the last thing they're going to do is tell you no. Saying, at least you get a place to stay, something to eat, and you'll be able to develop some type of discipline. Now, I know that kind of sounds like prison. Man, you got a roof over your head, you get you something to eat, you learn some discipline. But you get a little free life, a little freer life that way, right? And everybody think, well, you may not ever come back home. Well, hell, you can walk out your door and may not come home. That happens a lot. So, with that being said, man, it's been a great conversation with you guys, man. I hope you got triggered on here. Please do yourself a favor, go get on Visual, you know what I mean? And get on Visual and talk to it. Sign up for it. You know, you need somebody to talk to. Big G always say, man, hey, he's a phone call away. You got a story that you got a real story. You real out here. You got something that you need to share with the world. And you got facts to back it up. And you want to write about it. Go to gemsitpublishing.com and get to getting your story out here. Don't sob and whine about how life ain't doing you right. I've got a list of individuals out here that have services, special abilities, got connections with the right people, so you can get up off your ass and stop feeling like you just ruined your life because I found a way to bounce back. Hello, you can too. You know what I mean? So enough of my yibba yabba. You know what I mean? It's a great day to be alive. Like I say every time, man, it's your boy Inside. And I encourage you guys to do more with your life. Enjoy, turn up, and do everything that you can to stay happy. You get what I'm saying? This has been a great conversation, guys. 3 things veterans deal with when coming home. Let's go. No, this is not a dream. You're in the world of Inside Speaks. We're inspiring you to find happiness in your world. Guess what? We outside with it. We like to hammock camp, bike, as well as ruck. That's right. I'm an Army veteran. I served 2 tours, man, with some great individuals, man. We had our ups, we had our downs, just like you go through in life. But I tell you what, I'm going to share some of them stories with you on this channel.